Hi everyone, welcome to this Google Digital Garage training session, particularly on Create Video for YouTube. My name is Benedict. I'm a trainer for Google's free skills training program, Google Digital Garage. Just a bit about myself, I'm an experienced coding specialist and digital skills trainer, as well as having a background in the digital creative industry, been in that industry for over 20 years. I would also like to introduce our amazing moderator, Kira. So Kira will be here and is also a Google Digital Garage coach and will be answering and interacting with you. You can see there the chat on the right-hand side. She'll be answering all of your questions via the instant chat. You can identify the moderator by her name, Kira, and then also there's a little blue spanner next to her name. Now, just before we start, I just want to call out a few things to help you today. Firstly, if you're having any trouble viewing the webinar, please do try refreshing your page if there's any point along the line. The other thing as well, one thing, if you find that it's quite pixelated, have a look there. There is control there for putting it into high definition HD. So make sure it's set to that, and then you should be able to see it smoothly. And also, if you would like to join the instant chat, it's a great opportunity, interacting and everything. You can ask the questions and everything. So do take this opportunity to join us. You do need to have a YouTube account. If you don't have one, you can sign up by just clicking on the box on the right there. Now, we'll be pausing throughout the session to answer, Kira will hopefully pass on some of the questions across to me, which would be fabulous from the chat box. So please do feel free to fire away with your questions throughout. Now, just to let you know, we are running this Google Digital Garage virtual training as part of a broader offering of courses. If you would like to check out our schedule of upcoming webinar training, please see information on this in the description below, which links you through to our website. Okay, so that is the housekeeping done. Let us now look at what we will cover today. So, and also another thing which would be really great, if you can actually, now that you're signed on and everything, if you can tell us your name and where you're signing on from, which is always very nice to actually know where you're actually signing on from. So if you could do that, that would be fabulous. I'll keep an eye on it whilst I'm going through these talks and everything. Okay, so today we're going to help you particularly find your niche. You know, particularly what are you passionate about and who's your audience. Then we're going to look at creating great content. You know, we will look at the steps to take when planning and shooting and some tips along the way. And then third, we're going to have a look at getting started, getting found, and track your success. No matter what you're actually aiming for, whether that be creating a channel for fun or to potentially create a money revenue, we will look at how to get your channel seen. Okay. All right, excellent. So welcome, Ahmad. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Welcome, Shraddha. That's great to see you here. And Mohammed as well. And also we've got Danuja from Sri Lanka. Welcome. And Tommy, I think that's just Tommy at the end. Is that right? From Barcelona. Excellent. I actually lived in Spain for 7 years. I lived in Zaragoza, so entonces podría hablar en español. So, and then there's Maximus in Yorkshire. Welcome. And then there is Meet Prajapati. Great. Welcome to have, from, there we go, Pratik from India. And welcome again, Shraddha. That's great. From India. Excellent. So, and then we've got Karthik from India. Sorry, I'm doing my best with pronunciation. Might not be getting them all right, the pronunciations, but I do my best, yeah. And Ahmad from Pakistan. Welcome. So it's great to have all of you here. It's really nice to have people from different parts of the world. Very fascinating to hear the different places you're from. Now, just a little bit of an icebreaker here to get, get yourself started and everything. It might seem like a silly question, but just for fun, try this. Now, if you are only allowed to watch one topic of the YouTube videos for the rest of your life, what topic would you actually choose? So just one topic, what would it be? Welcome, Verolia from Ukraine. Welcome. Great to have you here. So, I mean, I know I am a composer. I compose for film, so probably it would be a channel to do with composing, particularly for film, if I was, only had one topic to choose from. So think about it yourselves. I know there's a slight delay. Oh, excellent. Kartik, it will be music. Great stuff. Pratik, recipes for food. Great stuff. And Kalvala, I don't follow that part. And then Linus, Germany, living in Porto. That's great. Oh, is that Kalvala? Is that where you are? Harsha Vardhan. I don't know how to pronounce these. Hyderabad. And then there's Tommy, aviation. Great stuff. Simran, philosophy. Great stuff. And then Shraddha, nature. Lovely. Great. And then Prajapati has got informative shorts. Yeah, great. Great stuff. So, okay. Oh, Harshavardhan from Hyderabad. Okay, great. Thank you, Kalvala. Okay, great. So just think about this carefully, because the whole point is, if you think as well, one of the big things to help you when you're actually deciding on the content and how you're going to be putting all of these things together for the YouTube and everything, the best thing is if you have a look at your competition, you could say, your competitors, and the things that you particularly watch. What particular things about them would you say, you could really take advantage of and use possibly the same? The other side is as well, whilst you're looking at your competitors, you could be developing your unique selling point as well and all those different areas. But it's useful to think, what's the one you would really watch? And then that gets you started. All right, so now there is this at the present. There's free one-to-one mentoring. I'm afraid at the moment it's only within the UK. Hopefully, eventually this will expand to the rest of the world. We're certainly hoping on that. So, but at present it's just one-to-one mentoring from Google. So you could be talking to one of us. So a great opportunity. And obviously we will help you with the different stage that your company is at, the marketing and all the rest. And it's always helpful to speak to someone and talk about the different sides and get assistance, especially with the marketing and online stuff and everything. So it's a great opportunity. Thank you very much, Kira. Kira has given you the link there for clicking on and everything and checking it out. So thank you, Kira. And so, yeah, great opportunity there. But it's at present, it's only within the UK, I'm afraid. All right, let's have a look at this now. So we're going to have a look at some of the different stats. Now, YouTube is the world's largest video network and the second largest search engine behind Google. So the platform enables you really to share your unique stories and build connections. There are actually over 2 billion logged in users visit YouTube each month, meaning almost 1/3 of the internet. I know my dear wife, she's often watching sewing YouTube, and that's one of her passions. And it's quite complicated. And often I'll find her falling asleep there in front of a YouTube video because, well, I mean, they are very complicated, but she's often following some of the different sewers, seamstresses, on YouTube to get a better idea the way they tackle it and everything. Now, every day people watch over 1 billion hours of video and generate billions of views. Now, YouTube is the second largest search engine. I've said that already, sorry. 500 hours of video uploaded every minute. Okay, so to have your say on YouTube. Now, this is quite important. Now, this one I'm going to go in more detail about, because YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice and to show them, to show particularly to the world. So these are YouTube's 4 essential values of freedom. Freedom of expression first. Now, on YouTube, people can express themselves and share their story with the world. The idea that everyone has something important to say. YouTube believe that people should be able to speak freely, share opinions, foster open dialogue, and that creative freedom leads to new voices, formats, and possibilities. The second one is freedom of information. Everyone should have easy, open access to information, and that video is a powerful force for education, building understanding, and documenting world events, big and small, whether your passion is cars or cakes. There is space for you and your passion on YouTube. And then the third one is freedom of opportunity. On YouTube, anyone can follow their passion and create something that everyone can watch. Now, everyone should have a chance to be discovered, build a business, and succeed on their own terms, and that people, not gatekeepers, decide what is popular. And the fourth one is freedom to belong. Everyone should be able to find communities of support, break down barriers, transcend borders, and come together around shared interests and passions. So those are the four particular things that YouTube, the very, very important principles that they hold by. So now the first step to getting started on YouTube is to define a message for your video by finding your niche. Okay. The first point here, we have find your niche. Okay, let us now get started on this because it's working out very, very closely what it is. We've got as well Shubham from India, Mumbai. Excellent. Dr. Augustine from Owerri, Nigeria. Excellent. Welcome, all of you here. So just notice those in passing. All right, so finding your niche. Now, the big thing is, of course, identifying the foundations of your channel is really going to help you create content you enjoy and are passionate about and reach like-minded people. So the big thing is the what, why, and who. What is your channel about? Why are you creating content? Who is your audience? Which we do ask often we mention this often, that is so important to work out who your audience is. Okay. So what is your channel about? Why are you creating content? For fun, potential work, document your experiences, share your experiences, have a focus, a new hobby. And then who is your audience? Who is going to watch your content? Now, this will really help you decide the tone and style of your videos. Now, creating a full and rounded idea of what you're doing, why you want to do it, and who you are aiming it at really does help you to focus your attention and create content with purpose. All right, let us now start off with the what. What is your channel about? Okay, so let's have a look at this. So defining your passion. All right. A strong or extravagant fondness, enthusiasm, or desire for anything. So that's a particular definition we have here for passion. So what is your channel going to be about? Now, one of the best things about YouTube is that you can engage with and grow a community no matter what you're actually passionate about, whether it's comedy, sports, fashion, gaming, food, or simply everyday life. Now, through YouTube, you have the power to connect with a large and diverse audience with the same passions as you. Now, for determining your passion, what are your values and beliefs? What are you passionate about, and what is your story? Now, stories really are very, very useful tools. Well, tools, you could say, but I mean, of course, us as human beings, we love tools. Sorry, I beg your pardon. We love tools too. But what I'm really trying to say is we love stories. Think about it. If you're reading a book, you're fascinated by the story. If you go into the cinema, I mean, that's the particular place I particularly like. You go to the cinema, you're watching a film, you're acting something, and then suddenly you realize that you're not on your own. But one gets very captured by stories. There was a TED Talk. They did some research into this, and they had a person who was going to be giving the talk. They had volunteer members of the audience who had these things attached to their scalp to pick up their brain waves. Of course, these were not, unsuspecting audience, but no, these were volunteers. They detected, and what actually happened was the person giving the talk started off sort of general talk about something, and then the person started with the story. And it was quite interesting because the brainwaves started to go, not identical, but they started to go in sync. They started to, because people were getting gradually captured by that particular story. And so story is very, very important. Now, if you're not sure what you want your channel to be about yet, searching through content you enjoy watching and actually thinking about subjects that excite you is a great place to start. Now, we've started with that already. Some of you have chosen the ones that the topic that you would want to go for. So that's the first step anyway. Now, you can also research what is trending on YouTube for inspiration as well. Because don't forget, there's a lot of feedback there. You can see the trends as well. Right at the beginning, there's, what people are watching the most of and all that kind of side. Of course, once you signed in, it will give you more according to what kind of things you watch already as well. Now, one of the key ingredients to success is being passionate about what you actually are creating. So the first step is to decide what your YouTube channel is going to be about. And then, of course, once you know what you want to talk about, next we need to think about why. All right. So identify your goal. Now, before you do anything, reflect on your channel's mission. Why did you join YouTube, and what do you actually hope to accomplish with your content? Why are you creating this content? And ask yourself, what are you really aiming for? If you've got a goal, then it makes it much easier to kind of structure what you're going for. Now, whether you want to build awareness of your passion, influence and inspire your viewers, entertain people, or just simply have people love what you are doing, creating content gives you a chance to positively influence your audience and build trust, which ultimately grows loyalty with your audience. This is a big thing. Now, before you start to actually create content, you do need to be clear on your goal. Now, if you are clear on your goal first, it makes it a lot easier to create the steps to get there, of course, like I was sort of saying just before now. Now, let's look at some channels and what their goals might be. Now, on the left, we have got there Mama Sherry, I believe. Yes, Mama Sherry. There we go. I want to inspire people to love and cook soul food. Welcome to my channel. Together with my family, foster children, and friends, we will be sharing soul food recipes, cooking tricks, tips, hacks, all seasoned with love. So there you can see, particularly with the, that particular one, and that's what she particularly wants to do. I want to inspire people to love and cook soul food. That's what she really loves. Now, Super Sorrel. Now, I want to create a community of toy collectors, a YouTube channel aimed at adult nostalgic toy collectors. Super Sorrel posts daily, bringing toy content and action figure reviews 7 days a week. He says, I unbox things so you don't have to. So you can just sit back and enjoy the toy unboxing with me. And of course, there's a lot of unboxing videos you do see, whatever your particular passion might be. Often that is very popular. And it's partly as well, certainly with the technical things, just to make sure that you know what you're doing when you've got it out. Then, of course, there's detailing. Actually, this does remind me, I remember, of course, I do follow composing for film videos, and there was one, he is quite funny, and he had actually thrown his previous keyboard in his swimming pool, which is a bit bizarre. Then he'd taken it out later and dried it, and then he just got the latest keyboard, and he actually still took the old one out just to try, and it actually still worked. Anyway, but that's just an example anyway. But then again, of course, there's unboxing as well. So that's quite a popular sort of topic. Now, we've got here as well, I want to share my passion for cleaning cars. So Detailing World started as a forum and has used YouTube to showcase videos and grow their community. One of the big things is, I don't know about you, but I often go onto the videos, YouTube, or I go onto, or just Googling, and I'm checking out the different things, and I'm often looking for solutions to particular problems. And if, of course, there's a video, then I will often watch it because it's much quicker for me to be able to pick up what the person's saying. One of the advantages as well with YouTube, you don't have to watch it at normal speed. You can make it faster, or I've never actually made it slower, but you can make it slower as well. All right. So getting clear on your goal, and then you use it as a foundation to plan out your content. The big thing, of course, here again, like all these things we talk about, structure is very important. So now you've got your goal. I'm presuming you've got a goal. You've written something down, possibly for your particular passion. Now we're going to actually plan out the content. So this is the kind of process you go through. All right. So find your what and why. All right. Now, for example, there can be different things that could be coming up. So it could be, for example, my what is music and my why is to teach people guitar. I know there's one person who answered that was music, in fact. Yes, Karthik. I'm not sure, is it Kartik? And you have down for music. So what particular side would yours be, for example? And Vikasa, welcome from India. Yes, excellent movie reviews. There we go. So, particular sides, once you go on to that kind of thing. So my what is politics, for example, and my why is to spark debate, or my what is makeup and my why is to showcase my talent, for example, or show people how to do the particular things. The more you are helping people and showing people, the more they'll start to see you as the expert as well. All right, so this is going to be going through this particular things. Now, once you've gone through all of these, let's see now, once you've got all those different sides, then of course it's defining your audience. Now, in addition, of course, to why you're telling the story, think about, who you're actually targeting. You really do want to identify your audience, because that's going to help you as well. You know who you're talking to, who you're communicating with. If you can build up a sort of persona of the particular person who you're actually channeling it to. So if you think before this to create your content, you can really tailor your communication. You want to be sure that viewers relate to your videos. They kind of resonates for them. And then, so who or where is your audience? And think about all the details: age, gender, parental status, household income, geographic location, pet. What's the name of the pet? As much detail, but the whole point is this is to help you to envision who you're communicating with. That helps you a lot. Then we've got, what are their behaviors and interests? Hobbies, music, movies, sport, history. There we go. Pets, product research. What video content are they watching? Is it informational, conversational, social, emotional, entertainment? What are they watching your particular ones for as well from that? So all of these details, like the age, geography, or other characteristics of your audience, may impact what tone of voice you use. All of these things can help you a lot. Now, a useful tool to help identify your audience is Find My Audience on thinkwithgoogle.com. Thank you very much. Kira. Kira will give you the link there. All right. Welcome, Aniket from India. Okay. So having a look at this now. So creating a persona. What I was saying before. So a persona is a representation of your ideal subscribers, or the majority of your subscribers. So you can really get this feel of who you're communicating with. So we've got here, representation. The individuals who will come back time and time again to watch your videos and potentially refer you new subscribers. So whatever the content may be, you will always have a persona that your videos resonate with. So in that sense, it's important to try to understand, learn, and adapt to that persona. Of course, you get feedback as well. A lot of people write comments and everything. You can use that sometimes. So creating a persona helps you to always check in that you are creating content that aligns with your passion, your goal, and your audience. Now, persona is a representation of your real target audience. So there are so many different sources to draw from, for the research. A good place to start is by identifying general geographics. Find My Audience, which I mentioned. If you already have subscribers, use them to create your persona as you as they resonate with your content as well. Utilize tools that offer statistical insight into how subscriber behavior translates to the web as well. Now, we're going to look at some of the YouTube analytics later in this session. Now, if you haven't got subscribers or a channel yet, don't forget to take advantage of YouTube and Google searches. Have a look at your competitors. What can you learn from them as well? So when creating your persona, add as much detail. So name, each persona should have a unique name, photo, and then description to give you the feel for who you're communicating with. So it's a great tool to really, a persona is a great tool to have when you're actually creating content, as whenever you get stuck, you can ask yourself, would this resonate with Rohan, for example? We've got over here, or whoever you've named your persona. All right. So it can also highlight the style of content you might create. For example, here as Rohan is short of time, quick, short videos are going to suit him over longer form videos, for example. Okay. Sorry, just closing something on my screen suddenly popped up. Let me go back to that. All right. Okay. So, welcome, MD Imam from Bangladesh. Excellent. And I can't remember if I said, and welcome Mati from Pakistan. Great stuff. So Rohan, for example, we've put him down here as 27, works 9 to 5 in the UK, car enthusiast, goes to car shows, takes pride in his car, frequents online forums, goes to the YouTube to learn, has 2 kids, and is always short of time. I know as a parent, yes, one often gets short of time, without a doubt. And the other side is, being a parent as well, suddenly where you're living is very important because you've got to try and get for those particular schools as well. All right, Valeria, you are Ukrainian and you're currently in Lithuania. Welcome. So let's have a look through these different things. Now we'll actually build the foundations behind our channel. We can actually put them together to create our content ideas. So here's an example. So my passion is cars. Why? I want to share my passion and knowledge. Who? Rohan, the persona I researched and created. This is a point that they've done a lot of research behind this as well. You're welcome, Valeria. Loves learning about car detailing. And then content idea creates videos showcasing tips on how to look after your car. So, all right. So there you got those 3 areas: what, why, and who. Those particular areas which we're centering on. And there you got the example there on the right-hand side. Now, these 3 questions can really help you identify your niche and give you a great idea of the content you want to create. Now, the thing is, come up with a variety of ideas and then use the strategies in the next section to actually decide if it's the right direction for you, and your goal. All right. Excellent. Let us move on to questions. Let me just see if there are any questions. Wow. Welcome to all of you from the different places. Okay, so let us just see if there are any questions, because please do fire away. If there are any questions, I'm here both myself and Kira, of course, are here to help you and assist you. So do ask them now. Obviously, there'll be another 2 questions sections where I will be answering any questions. So, all right, a very good question, Maximus. I think we talk a little bit about it today, but if not, don't worry, I'll tell you a little bit. Maximus, recommended equipment, video recording and editing. All right, now for video recording, what we always recommend is start with what you've got. Now, just to put in an explanation of that, if you've got an Android phone or an iPhone, you can film with that. That's no problem. You can film with that. The only problem is you can't record the sound, because you think about your phone is going to be right there, right near your mouth. And of course, when you're filming, of course, it's going to be a bit of distance away. Excuse me. So if there's anything you might need to buy, then of course it will probably be a microphone. I use a condenser microphone, which you can see over here. You can see it, and it's on a branch from the table I'm at. But of course, I mean, that you don't have to go out and buy a condenser microphone and an external sound box and everything. No, don't worry about that. The point is, start with something really simple. You can get microphones where everything is built into the microphone, and then you just get a USB, which you plug in to the back of your computer. So you can always use that. And then, of course, once you get more advanced, then, of course, you can get some better stuff or whatever you like. And then, of course, there's all sorts of things like directional microphones point directly at you. So you can have them quite far away, but they point directly at you. Excuse me. That's if you, where you work, there's a lot of noise around, it'll just pick up you. Well, I mean, as close as it can, just to you. The other thing is lapierre microphone you attach to your what you're wearing, and then it's picking up your voice. But certainly I'd recommend anyway, start off with the, just start with the basics. And certainly I mean, of course, you can have a microphone which turns to USB, and you can have it on a little stand, for example. That's absolutely fine. Now, as for the actual editing that you're going to be doing, I'd recommend, again, you start with whatever platform has the free software. I mean, you can start with iMovie if you're on Mac. I mean, obviously on Mac you have got Final Cut Pro, but you don't really have to go to spend that money. You could just start with iMovie, and that'll be fine. Also with Windows, you could be using Windows. I think there's a movie, sorry, I can't remember offhand now, but there is a program you can use for free. There's one called DaVinci Resolve. Now, DaVinci Resolve is a little bit more complicated, and if you're finding it complicated, don't worry about it too much. But it is free. Certainly, some of the first ones are absolutely, DaVinci Resolve. It's a good piece of software. I quite like it myself, but I mean, of course, I've worked quite a lot with different videos and software because I used to run an animation company. So yeah, so that hope that gives you an idea. Oh wow, gosh, a lot of questions. Okay, excellent. So oh, I've got to watch the clock now. So Matti, let me see now. Matiki, I think, is that right? Matti, sorry, Matti. Please recommend a better software. Okay, I just have. I hope that helps. Danuja, could you explain on how YouTube algorithm works? Okay. Now, Danuja, it's going to be really complicated to go into the full details of the algorithm, but don't forget, Danuja, that just like Google has analytics for working for your website, don't forget that YouTube has got an analytics as well. The only thing I can suggest to you is that you follow with the analytics of YouTube as much as possible. When do they sign out? When do they leave? All of these different things to help you, to give you an idea. One of the things as well is think about the different topics that, if you have a look at trends, for example, I mean, talking about trends within YouTube, check out what are very popular videos, and a lot of people will be searching for 10 simple ways, that kind of topic, you know what I mean, where it'd be easy solutions to whatever it might be. But yeah, it's largely using the keywords and working out what keywords would work best. Okay. Don't forget that with Google Ads, if you are registered with them, you don't have to be running a campaign or anything, but you've got Keyword Planner. So you can actually be using Google Keyword Planner. Now, I am aware that, of course, that would be from Google search engine, but don't forget, a lot of people still do look for YouTube ones from the Google search engine, and then they'll see some of the YouTube videos turning up. So I hope that helps you a little bit, Danuja. Let me see now. Now, Shraddha, best app for editing video? Whew, that's a good question. Well, I mean, quite frankly, DaVinci Resolve is quite advanced, and it's done quite a lot of different films. You will see in the advertisement when you go there. Premiere Pro, a lot of people find is quite popular with a lot of people. Another one is Final Cut Pro, very popular amongst people, particularly in the Mac world as well. So I hope that helps you a little bit, Shraddha. And then Kelly Johnson, how to get the content, and editing the videos takes so much time. How can we do it perfect? Don't forget, Kelly, you can actually edit them within the YouTube. You can actually do that to cut on the time. You know what I mean? How to get the content? Obviously, it depends on what I mean. Is there any website to do? Oh yeah. All right. Kira will give you the link, which is YouTube Career Academy. Is it called? Yeah. YouTube Career Academy, I think it's called. YouTube Academy. So check that out. Kira, you'll be able to find the link if you just go on and search for that. And it's really, really useful because there's a lot of advice there. And the big thing is as well, I completely understand, Kelly, where you're coming from with the time. And of course, time is the most valuable. But the point is, you can edit the videos within YouTube, and you can, you know what I mean, once you get started. And one of the big things as well is, no problem, Shraddha, the more you plan, the less time it will be in the end. So I'd really recommend that you plan as much as possible. Also, Kelly, if you're struggling for some ideas, plan well in advance certain topics, and then give your brain a time to mull over them. That's what I recommend more than anything. Thank you very much, Kira. That's fabulous. Maximus, how do we say from getting copyright from YouTube? Well, the big thing, so long as it's all your stuff, don't have any logos in it or anything, just have it's your stuff, you're presenting to the camera, so long as there's no problems with that. If you're talking about music that you're using in the background, you've got to make sure that it is royalty free. Then of course, you know, and I think YouTube does offer some music that you can use if you want to use that. But the big thing is, if it's your material, then that's, you know, you don't have anything to worry about copyright because it's yours. Okay, Maximus, recommend a length of YouTube video and also tips for ranking videos. Okay, very good question, Maximus. Now I think we do cover this a little bit in the next section. So I don't want to, I don't want to. You will see it. You'll see it. Don't worry. Matiki, how to be safe from getting... Oh, sorry. That's what I've seen already. All right. So I think I've covered everything. Let's move on. I'm running out of time. So creating engaging content. Now, the next step is about creating engaging content. So from planning to strategy to the equipment you need. Now, this is where it comes up, Maximus. So first of all, what do you think, you know, makes engaging YouTube content? What do you think? And the big answer to that question is, you know, what do you watch? You've already been the judge of that for so long. You've been watching, you've been deciding, what have you subscribed to? You know, what do you enjoy watching? You know, why have you subscribed and shared those particular videos? All of those things, turn the camera back to yourself, because there's so much you can learn from that. Now, the big thing is there is no right or wrong here with the answer here. It is about personal preference. And of course, going back to that one we had before on persona, you are working out what your persona's personal preference would be, you see. So, so there's different things, you know, there's targeting an audience, being shareable, creating interaction is a useful thing, you know. You could also link to equipment needed. And so there's all sorts of different things we can be covering. All right, so one way to what is popular on YouTube is by viewing what is trending on the homepage. You know, the list of trending videos, as I was saying before, helps give you an idea of what is popular, and you can learn from that. Now we're going to look at creative strategies to help develop engaging videos and build a loyal community. So let's break down the steps needed to create engaging content, going back to what Kelly was asking as well about the content. All right. So here we go. Steps to create engaging content. If you clicked on that link, actually, Mohammed, you'll see it suddenly starts with a video with sound. Hopefully stop that. All right, so steps to create engaging content. So first of all, research and plan. Now, research will give you a strong foundation for engaging content. Plan your content will make creating it easier and save you time in the long run. Now, an hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. This is the big phrase we have, which is very true. Have your equipment ready. It's much easier than you may think to get started. Now, we will have a look at using equipment you already have, as well as ways to enhance your video further. All right. Creating your content, once ready, get out and give it a go. So it's so important to take on a trial and error attitude. Just try it out, get in front of that camera. Organize and edit. We will take a look at the simple steps to consider when actually editing. We're going to start with research. All right, so starting with research, the big thing here, being well informed can kickstart your creative process. And of course, one of the things in being well informed, take it over time. Start to think about it over time. Get inspired, explore competitor content. Look at what is already being done. Listen to experts or someone with experience and learn from their story. We've already given you the link for that, Career Academy and everything to help you, all right? Analyze the news, social media trends, current events, or debates that people may feel strongly about and determine how these contribute to the conversation. Now, there are many resources available to you to support your research needs. Here are some to consider using. Think with Google. Now, as mentioned, Find My Audience is one tool on thinkwithgoogle.com. There are so many useful research resources there. So you will find the data you're exploring and the trends we're tracking, along with forward-looking perspectives and behind-the-scenes looks at digital campaigns across industries, platforms, audiences. So do check that out, please. The other side is Google Trends. Allows you actually to track the popularity of various search terms over a period of time. The only thing, just to warn you, with Google Trends, if you put what's called a long tail keyword, which is many words, often it's too specific and it'll go not much for a response. So sometimes you need to go quite general, and halfway down the page, you will see they suggest different, often quite long tail keywords for you to use, okay? Now, for example, a channel may notice that search traffic around unboxing tends to spike every year in the months of November and December. Now, knowing this, the channel could get ahead of the trend by shooting and editing a few unboxing videos in October, scheduling them for release just as the search traffic really spikes. Now, if you already have a channel, you should use YouTube search traffic will actually allow you to see what searches directed viewers to your content. This can give you insights on things like titling, popular formats, and audience familiarity with your name or brand. For example, a channel may notice that a significantly higher number of viewers arrive to the channel by searching for the title of a popular format, like meme review, as opposed to searching for the channel name itself. Now, this would indicate a high viewer affinity for the format and might encourage, the channel to make the format a bigger part of the, overall channel's content. Then, of course, there's YouTube Analytics. It lets you monitor the performance of your channels, videos, and content with up-to-date metrics and reports. There's a ton of information available in different reports, views, traffic sources, demographics. Now, we will have a look at how to use your analytics to measure your progress later in the session. Now, once you've actually, if we manage to got time here, once you've actually researched your passion, audience, and everything in between, you want to think about the type of content to create. Right. Now, going on to your question here, Maximus, how long it should be. To consider what type of content is right for you, the big thing is we've got one-off videos, we've got regular short form videos, we've got longer form videos, and then we've got things like series, okay? So consider what resources and time you have. What can you realistically achieve within your day-to-day? This is a big thing for you as well, Kelly, talking about time side. So deciding what type of content is right for you is very, very important. There are a number of different options, as you can see here. One-off, get your message across with a quick, impactful hit, short form, keeping your video under 3 minutes. Now, this is great if you plan to be an always on channel, releasing content, with a continuous theme in the same format, for example. Then there's longer form video. Can you actually deliver information in a way that keeps people coming back for more and watching the whole video as well? Now, long form typically means longer than 3 minutes. Okay, an example of this would be podcasts, interviews, live stream, and documentaries. Series, take as long as you want to tell your story. A series is a variety of videos that connect together to complete your story. So you've got part 1, part 2, part 3. You may actually release them all at once or sporadically, or maybe this becomes, regular posts for you or your channel. So consider a release schedule. All right, so how many videos can you release per week? What days of the week will you release them on? And, having a set number of recurring releases linked to specific days of the week will actually ensure that audiences exactly what, when they can actually, they want to know when they can come and see your content to be posted on your channel. So it's keeping consistent as well. So will you rotate content type? Throughout the week, you could be, an example of this would be posting lightweight vlogs on Tuesdays and then higher production value sketches on Friday, for example. And will you link content to specific days of the week? Tech Review Tuesday or Fun Facts Friday or something like that. So use the schedule publishing options when you've actually created more than one video and want to release them over time. So subscribers can choose to be notified when you post something new as well. Now you've actually got a clear idea. I'm rushing a little bit of what is going into your video and why, as well as when you are going to release it. Let's look at how we fit it all in and structure the content. So structure your story. We've got the beginning, the hook, the middle, engage, and then the end, call to action. So once you've actually decided what type of content you want to create, you need to think about how you're going to tell your story. So no matter the length of your video, all stories have a beginning, middle, and end. So when structuring your videos, it is a good idea to use the same concept consistently. So beginning, hook, introduce the aim of the video and make sure all of your content tees up to this aim. So you want to hook your audience, grab their attention at the beginning so they continue watching. Middle, engage, so this is your main content, who you're trying to communicate and why is it so important. Everything should ladder up to your core content goals. You may want to identify a problem for your viewers and follow it up with a solution. The end, call to action, a clear call to action tells your audience what to do next. Subscribe, comment, watch another video of yours. Again, think back to your goal. Now, actively ask for comments, likes, and subscribers in your video. You've seen this no doubt on YouTube, try and focus on the benefits of subscribing as well. Leads to more viewers and more promotion as similar search or what you've seen. This may be your final clear end call to action, but you'll probably want to have mentioned it early on in the video as well. All right, so here we've got writing for video. Speak directly to the audience. Imagine you're speaking to someone who's really important to you. So you're communicating this information, and obviously to the persona as well. Yes, absolutely. And then write it in the way you would say it. And then read your script out loud. Now, sometimes you could try writing out, or you could write down ideas, whatever works for you best. This is the big thing. And the most important thing is that it's really real. It's like you talking. So speak directly to the audience. Use you and talk to your viewers. It's more personable and people prefer being spoken to rather than spoken at. And write it the way you would say it, or even if it's depends whatever's going to help you for your notes, whatever, but make sure that it's the way you would say it. And read, if you need to go read your script out loud, go through it, see how it feels. All right, develop your story shot by shot. And now this is on the left-hand side, we've got what's called a film storyboard, but you can always use that. You can use the same thing for your videos. And then on the right-hand side, consider the detail, visuals, audio, props, crew. So storyboards are a great tool to actually use to plan out your video. Often you sketch different things or what you're going to be doing at the different points, whatever. You don't need to be an artist to sketch your video plan. The point is, it's for you, for no one else. It's to help you. Make sure you've got a beginning, middle, and end, okay? Now, there are digital tools available if you prefer, such as storyboardthat.com. Thank you very much, Kira. Storyboardthat.com. You could even write your storyboard out as shot list, if you don't want to draw the visuals. And for each shot, consider, the goal is this part of the hook, engage, or call to action part of your story? And the visuals, what can be seen in the shot, background, items, person, make sure there's no logos can be seen, audio, sound, what can be heard, musical, talking, props, what's needed to make this shot effective, and crew, do you need help? Do you need someone to be filming, or is your camera placed somewhere stationary on a tripod, for example? Now, with all your research and planning done, the next thing to consider is your equipment. Okay. Start with what you have. What I said right from the beginning, start with what you have. Now, you may think you need to have access to a fancy studio, or start thinking about turning the spare room into a studio, or move the kids into the garage. Please don't. So you have space for lots of equipment, but really, you don't have to go and spend masses of money. You can use what you've got. So we've got here, it could be an iPhone, could be an Android phone. It doesn't matter what it is. The point is you need a tripod to hold it stationary. Well, I mean, you don't need, but it's preferable. There are also options on filming for on the move handheld gimbals as well. They're probably more expensive though. Then lighting, we recommend LED lights. I've got 2 LED lights which are facing me at the moment. One is yellow and one is white, what I've chosen for the lighting. So I've actually also got a skylight which is competing, unfortunately. But the big thing is lighting. The LED lights are available to buy online. The great thing about them, they use less electricity than other lights. But make sure the light is coming from behind the camera. So the camera is facing me, so of course the lights are behind the camera. Okay, I know it sounds obvious, but just to make sure. And of course, directed towards what you're actually capturing. So of course, you're capturing me. And then of course, the microphone, obviously you need to be heard. Remember, people can sign out of different YouTubes because they can't hear it clearly enough. So make sure the microphone on, I wouldn't recommend a microphone on your phone, but you need really preferably another kind of microphone. And then, of course, we've got video editing software. Of course, this depends on the platform that you're using. And I have discussed it a little bit. So let me move on quickly. Top tips to think about. All right. Consider, what actually can be seen. Are there logos or things which you don't want to be seen? Choose your space carefully and maybe try and keep consistent with it. Are you using the colors of your particular brand maybe as well? We have talks about brand as well. And then think about movements as well. Are you going to have to move across to different places? The other thing as well with your space, the place that you choose, try and find a room with clothes or carpets in and avoid echoes. The worst place, of course, is the bathroom. You probably know this. It's often the place where we sing because, of course, it echoes and it sounds wonderful. But the whole point is, it's kind of like it's the worst for echoes. All right. So 5 steps to basic edit. All right. Let's go through these. Import and organize your footage. Unless you're recording and editing directly on your smartphone, your first step is usually to import all of your footage from your camera to your computer. Now, as you import, organize files so that it's easier for you to find later on. Don't forget to back up your files as well. And, version 1, version 2, version 3 to help you. And then review and place your favorite clips, watch your footage and select the clips that you plan to use. You can actually bring these clips into the project timeline, then rearrange them to match your story. You can trim clips or delete entire clips that don't seem to fit as well. Then add visuals and sound effects, You've almost unlimited options to add titles, intros, transitions. Remember, sometimes less is more. Don't have too much. Otherwise, it gets a little bit too much. All right. Check your sound. It's important to check your audio so you can actually adjust the volume of various elements such as voices, sound effects, and music to make sure that they're nicely blended together. Make color corrections. Depending on your project, you may do some color correction to fix the brightness and change the color to match all of your shots. Now, if you want, you can actually adjust the color temperature to create a particular mood. Now, finally, you can increase saturation and contrast to really make the footage pop. Explore and upload your video. Review the video a few times to make sure that you're satisfied with how everything looks and sounds. then prepare to export. Now, when I talked about color correction, there's different things. Of course, there's the primary colors and everything, and the secondary colors, and it's making sure that there's different ones which are warm, ones which are cold, more towards the blue are more cold, warmer ones are the kind of towards the red and that kind of side. Pausing for questions. Let me just see now. How can we get more subscribers? Very good question, Charlotte. One of the biggest things is I would recommend that you mention subscribing in your video at some point near the beginning and at the end as well. I'd recommend. All right, I'm going to go charging on ahead. So get discovered and track your success. All right. So the big thing here now, use keywords particularly, be searchable, of course, search engine friendly, and then add tags as well. And then, of course, as well, promote as much as possible. So understand your keywords. Use popular terms around your existing keywords to really help your audience get found. Use tools like Keyword Planner. Now, don't forget, with Google Ads, when you register with them, you've got access to Keyword Planner. You can really identify popular keywords and their synonyms. Including these terms can help you to maximize traffic from search. And avoid irrelevant words in your description because it creates a poor viewing experience, may violate YouTube policies as well. So try to find out what your audience is looking for. Use the autocomplete suggestion on YouTube. You type when you're looking for something. YouTube's got an autocomplete. See what the autocomplete is. That can help you because that's one of the keywords which is very popular. And once you know your keywords, use them to be searchable. Let's have a look at this. So understand now identify 1 to 2 main words to describe your video and feature them prominently, both your description and title. Reinforce important words. Mini lemon meringue pies appears in this video, title and description, which increases the likelihood that YouTube could surface the video in search results. Give an overview of your video using natural language, not just a stream of keywords. And then identify content types, so that it's clear what your video is about. How to, for example. What are the, 10 steps, how to, easy recipe, reaction time. Label with brand or series if needed, So who's done this? Answer Mama Cherry in description, Super Sorrel in title, for example, these different ones. Keep your description short and visible. Consider how your description starts, as this is the section that can be read easily. As you can see in these 3 examples, you can only see the first 2 lines. Any additional information will be available in drop-down. Very important. Okay, now add video tags to help viewers find your content. Keep it simple. So use tags during the video upload. For example, #haul, #toy haul, #shopping haul. Use keywords and the synonyms, including these terms, can help maximize your search. And also a quick tip, consider information not communicated in your title and description. Think about how you search on YouTube. All right. And then build your community, integrate. The big thing here is integrate your channel into your website, social media, email, and anywhere you are visibly online. This is an excellent way to get your videos in front of interested viewers, encourage continued interaction with your brand, and help to spread your story further. Now add links to your emails, videos to your blogs, share teasers across your social pages, add your social media handles into your description page, and use the community tab to interact directly with your subscribers. You can also, add buttons to your YouTube banner to take your viewers directly to your other pages. Okay, promote and integrate your channel. As well as doing this from your YouTube channel, you can do it from social media pages as well. So, for example, we've got here, she has, the particular thing is, what has she done to promote her YouTube channel? Adding her social platform links onto her YouTube channel, adding links to her YouTube channel to her social platforms, consistent branding and tone of voice. Consistency, very important. Integrated YouTube videos on the social media pages. And then if you head over to her website, you'll also see that she has integrated her YouTube videos into her site. So it's a great way to make the most of your content as well as to reach more viewers. Understand the big thing here, understand your users with analytics. Now, of course, YouTube analytics records your channel's progress, who is watching, the time of day, where in the world they are, how long they watch the different videos, what types of content are driving viewers to your channel, what creators your audience has an affinity for, and to the reach plus scope of your content as a big picture consideration, you should also look at the percentage of your watch time coming from suggested traffic overall. These stats actually help you know what's working, what's not, so you can adapt and change to build your channel to suit your audience. Okay. Now, use the data to help you understand if you're actually hitting your goals. So we've got here, I'd love to know if my content is reaching users. Impressions, there we go. Are viewers seeing, hearing, and watching my content, video and content? Click-through rate, CTR. And then we've got, are my viewers interested? Average view duration, watch time. There we go. So there's some things to really help you. Questions? I'm over time now. Shraddha, let me see now. Which time is best for uploading videos on YouTube? Very good question. Don't forget that you can use something like, let me see now. What was I going to say now? Yeah, you can use different things. For example, there are things within YouTube to give you time-wise as well, some feedback on that. Trends as well, Google Trends. There's trends within YouTube as well to help you. Maximus, what red flags would lower video rankings? Well, it would be certainly things if there was things to do with copyright and that kind of area. Maximus, for example, keyword stuffing, certainly that would be another one as well. Those days of stuffing keywords have gone. Danuja, that's fine. This is from some great educated content. While there are 8 billion out there, why only 35 are interested? Well, you've got to remember that people. I mean, I do question to a certain extent whether there'll be 35 who might be interested. There might be more, but don't forget, there's a person who plays games and he's online, for example, a good friend of mine. He's quite a genius as well, and he started with 2 people who followed his games for a bit of time, and now he's got masses of people, and the 2 people who first came to watch are now his moderators. So it can start slow. It really can start slow, and it takes time for everything to get there. I hope that helps you a little bit. Don't expect immediately. Give it time as well for people to get to know you and everything. So first of all, the next steps: find your niche. Okay, build your channel and foundations by asking what, why, who. Create engaging content. Take your time, research and plan. Choose the right type of content for you. Create with confidence. Be consistent. Get discovered and track your success. Don't forget the detail. Use keywords to help people find your video. Track your success with YouTube analytics, and don't be afraid to try new content. Sure. Okay. What are the next steps? You've got masses of steps. Okay. Don't forget, we've got the one-to-one mentoring. Great opportunity there. I'm afraid at the moment it's only within the UK. Hopefully this will eventually expand and develop. All right. Thank you for all your questions, the contribution, everything. It's been absolutely fabulous. Wonderful to see all of you communicating here as well on the chat, which is really great. Thank you for all your questions, contributions, everything. We're going to wrap up here as we're out of time. I hope that has been a useful dive, particularly into creating the videos with YouTube. I hope that's been helpful. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the session, if you are interested in more training from Google Digital Garage, there are a few ways you can continue learning. Google Digital Garage webinars, many different subjects. You can take part in that. You'll see the link down below. Also, if you'd like to do it online, there's Google Digital Garage online training. There's fundamentals of digital marketing, I recommend. Don't forget to watch any part of this video up to 24 hours after I've finished if you missed, because I'm speaking quite fast now. Finally, if you have any feedback or questions on today's session, please do give it to us now. If you want to go even further, there's an email address, team@thedigitalgarage.co.uk, which is also at the bottom of the description below. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. Thank you very much, Kira. You've been fabulous. We look forward to welcoming you again to another Google Digital Garage training session soon. Thank you.